Man, is it me? I do it seem like shit getting more crazier and crazy out here. Check this shit out.
We're tracking breaking news after a deadly conflict in Cuba. Within the last few hours, the Cuban Ministry of Foreign Affairs released new details.
That Cuban agency says a speedboat registered here in Florida had 10 armed people on board when they encountered the Cuban military. This happened earlier today. You can see right here, it was about a mile off the coast of northern Cuba, east of Havana, about 100 miles south of the Florida Keys. Cuban officials say the group entered territorial waters, and when border guards approached, they say the boat's crew started shooting. The Cuban military shot back and killed 4 people on board that boat.
The ministry says the 6 others on the boat told them they had intentions of carrying out an infiltration of Cuba for terrorist purposes. Investigators say assault rifles, handguns, homemade explosive devices, bulletproof vests, and other items were seized.
The ministry says all of the people on board were Cuban residents of the United States, and most of them have a known history of criminal and violent activity.
As 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Chris Hurst explains, the conflict comes amid growing tension between the two countries.
I don't know, we don't know, and it would be unfair for me and unwise to sit here and speculate.
Secretary of State and Cuban-American Marco Rubio saying late tonight the government will quickly get to the bottom of what happened between a Cuban military vessel and what the Cuban embassy says was a speedboat found in their waters that fired on Cuban troops.
The majority of the facts being publicly reported are those by the information provided by the Cubans. We will verify that independently.
The statement says Cuban military members killed 4 people on the boat. Records showing it's a 24-foot Proline open motorboat, similar to this one from an old catalog.
What they need is a change, a transition in government.
How the hell you think you finna fire on a fucking Cuban military boat and you got a motherfucking 24-foot boat and start shooting? You gotta be fucking crazy, man. You can't make this shit up.
Cuban dissident leaders Roberto and Rafael Pizano speaking in a video call from South Florida, where they marked 30 years since Cuban jets shot down 2 planes from Castro opposition group Brothers to the Rescue. Roberto, who spent 18 years in a Cuban prison before coming to Tampa, says it's gotten to the point in Cuba that the system has failed the people so much that it may not necessarily require any type of military intervention, that the people are ready to rise up.
Man, every system failing every fucking body. Need to do away with all these bullshit ass systems, these fake ass people who just do anything for fucking money. Period.
Today's incident comes as U.S. ships form a blockade around Cuba, choking off the country's access to oil, which is already in its most severe humanitarian crisis in decades.
The pressure is on, and it's going to get interesting in a few days and weeks to come.
Starving these motherfucking people. These folks don't give a fuck about nobody but their goddamn self out this bitch.
We look forward to it leading to liberation.
Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier said tonight that the state will do its own investigation as well, saying the Cuban government can't be trusted. In St. Petersburg, Chris Hurst.
Yeah, what government can be trusted? Tell me that.
10 Tampa Bay News.
Right now, U.S. officials have not responded to the latest statement from the Cuban government about what the men were trying to do. They and Florida leaders are investigating.
Now tell me, ain't shit getting crazy? A whole bunch of shit going on. It's killing at an all-time motherfucking high this year. Tell me what you think. Shit crazy.